and freeze, as is the tradition. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. I'll tell you exactly what time of day it is here. It's time for this. Cheers, everyone. Yes, indeed. Now, the subject of tonight's live stream, or one subject that we'll get round to, you probably saw in the title, live beer drinking. Well, we've already achieved that. And guitar unboxing. And this is the box here. And I don't know if you can see, but it's got Toman branding on it. So I don't know if that gives you any clues. And you can see, if I turn it this way, maybe, yeah, you can see the Toman branding there. I don't know if that gives you any clues as to what might be in it. What I will tell you is that it is a guitar that is only available from one particular retailer. And if it's got a Toman badge on the box, well, you might jump to some conclusions there. You might even be right, or not, as the case may be. There are two gentlemen in the chat who know exactly what's in the box, and I'm trusting them to keep their powder dry. Paul Trainer, BSc, thank you. You're quick off the mark there. That's very generous of you, mate. Thank you so much. How very civilised of you. Yes, indeed. So we'll get round to that in due course, but let's have a look. And do you like the T-shirt, by the way? Let me move the mic out the way. There we go. Couldn't have put it better myself. Let's have a little bit of a look at who's in this evening. Who was first in? Who's teacher's pet this particular Friday? I can see it's Mark Colonel first in. Is that a first for you, Mark? I can't remember if you've been in first before or not. We got so used to Rent to Kill being first through the doors that I tend to kind of forget who else has managed it. Then after that, we got Terry Day. Then there's Rent to Kill and Relaxing Meditation. Peter Collins, PFY Guitars, Bass at Night. Johnny Random is at work again. And who else we got? We've got Peter Nicholson. We've got, Bass at Night. There we go. Did I say PFY Guitars? Anyway, yes, who else we got? Peter Nicholson, Theme Tunes, Rob Bald, and Rubbish Guitar Bloke, and who else have we got? We got Dave Fiendish. Excuse me, frog in my throat. I'll drown it in a second with some more of this. We got Sean House, we got Gordo Cannock, we got Dr. Gomez 1, Paul Trainer BSc, and we got Steve Entwistle, and Edwin Toonan, who's... I can watch just the first 30 minutes. I'll try and get the unboxing out the way before you have to shoot off, mate. Then there's Carl Tom, Chip Young, and Rob Bald. What are you saying there, mate? What's inside the box? I'm betting it's not a bit of consciously uncoupled Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay, cryptic, fair enough. There's Joe McMurray, and Ian Clark is in. So is Grandpa Joe from New York City, wishing us congratulations on 30k and a belated happy birthday, wishing you many years of success on your channel. Well, thank you, Joe. A lot of people have commented that, I'm just reaping the rewards of the hard work that I put in. And, digging coal out the ground, that's hard work. This isn't. This is just, this is just playing guitar and kind of talking rubbish into a webcam, and I get paid for it. There's David James, and we got Cylon Hybrid saying, what's the weather in Redcar like? It's been sunny today, but you still need to wrap up a bit, put it that way. Mind you could say that in August in Redcar. Then we got John Ross, we've got Nathan, we got Anton, we got Danny Hancock, and he's been at this evening's supply and sent out for reinforcements. You do well. It's Friday after all, mate. Then there's David Evans, 60s man, and Ben Allmark. Chris Ottewell is in, and we got David Collins, Deco Dude. Farjon is in. There's Maria Davies. Asking if my finger's getting better. A lot of congratulations about the 30k subscribers. I know I'm still pinching myself. And, can't believe it, really. It's, that phrase imposter syndrome. Well, yeah, I've got it. There's Bill Mumbo, and who else we got? We got John Mack, we got Vincent Brennan, we've got let's scroll down a bit further. We've got Stephen Hedger and Calby and the Rocco Cat. Gary Shaw is in, so is the Essex Cat. Michael Purcell and Mark Green in guitar. There's Robert Galbraith, Ian Rouse, James Hunt, and there's I thought you sneaked in earlier, Rent to Kill. I'm sure I saw you earlier. Les Roper is still who bought my lovely Ert Corsair, and he's declaring how much he still loves it. Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar, mate. It just, I don't know, just never bonded with it for some reason. It was missing that magic X factor that I never thought. You know, you ever had that with a guitar? You can't find anything wrong with it, but you can't find a reason to love it either. And then we've got Russell Gibson, Peter S., Blue Sofa Song, Stuart Young, Dave Lewis. There's John Channing, and who else we got? We've got Johnny, and scrolling down, I see we've got Guitar Bass Dude Ivor, and Jonah Cornish is in. Martin Bix is there, and Colin Falcon, local lad. How are you, mate? There's Dudley Squat, and I see we've got Thomas Mulvaney, Mr. Mustard, and Brad Dowell is there. So is Malcolm Thompson, Peter Goddard, 1960. Yes, you're all getting used to the fact that the intro freezes, aren't you? It would be a shame if that stopped happening now, because it's just become part of the Friday night tradition, hasn't it? We've got Jeff Rock. And who else we got? No, the shirt wasn't a birthday present. It was a Christmas present from a mate of mine. Then let me scroll down a bit. Michael Purcell saying, thought they were on the naughty step. Yes, Tom and we're on the naughty step. And are they off the naughty step? That is the question we'll be answering shortly. There's Nigel Arthur, and what's in the Gibson box behind you? Yeah, that is someone loaned me a Gibson guitar to do a couple of videos with, and they didn't need the box back, so I'm keeping it. That's just there's nothing in the Gibson box at the moment. It's just going to be there as a, because when you kind of get rid of a guitar, you can never find a box, can you? Well, I've got one there. And then we've got Sometimes Dim Never Thin, Pablo Hank, Derek Clacton, and I think we're getting about to everyone now. Ian Mason, Richard Jagger, and let's have a look. Mark Gowans is in. So Steve Cassidy guitar, nice to see you, mate. On road again. MG is in. There's the Lamb there as well, bringing up the rear, and Stevie Mack. And I think that's pretty much everyone. If I've missed you, then I do apologise. The first or last time we had I think it was the last time we had the party conference, as I began to call it, when we all some of us got together for a beer and a curry up in Redcar. I did get a little bit of, not a hard time, but people saying, can you be brief on the roll call? So I am endeavouring to try and do that. Whether I succeed or not is anybody's guess. Anyway, let me tell you what's coming up on the channel this week. I do apologise. I've got a little bit of a thing going on. I'll try and keep it under control. But on Sunday, the usual Sunday video is some kind of jam where I pick up a guitar and make an unholy racket with it and then tell you what I think about it. It's a little bit different this week because this one was filmed back when I was still, kind of like that. So a good mate of mine who might even be in by now, I don't think I've seen him in there, but you've seen him in quite a lot in recent weeks, a lad called Craig Stamen. He showed up with his Strandberg 8-string guitar, and he made the unholy racket on it this week or for this video. And basically, I had a little bit of a try of the Strandberg, but I wasn't really in a fit state to play it in the video, but I do offer some conclusions on what I thought of it, and I just have a bit of a chat to Craig about the guitar and how he got it and why he got it and everything and what it was that appealed to him about it. So if you're interested in that futuristic headless 8-string kind of guitar sort of vibe, then watch Sunday's video. Watch it anyway, because Craig is a heck of a player. So that is Sunday's video. Then on Monday, a little bit of well, it's a solo that because Monday is a solo analysis video after all. A video that I was inspired to make by a recent Rick Beato video where he picked apart a particular Paul McCartney song, and he didn't really kind of go into any depth on the guitar solo on the song. So I thought, well, I'll do that. And I did. So anybody remember a recent Rick Beato video on a Paul McCartney song? You'll know which solo we're looking at. But it's from the Wings Over America album. And that's what I'll leave you with there. Then on Tuesday, as usual, it is a top 5 video. And it's 5 reasons why you need to be home recording. The benefits of it, what good it will do you beyond, kind of recording a piece of music that you've then got for posterity, which is, I think, a good reason in and of itself. But maybe that's not what you're interested in. But there's still reasons why you can still get into home recording and benefit from it. Then Wednesday. Quite a fortuitous little video Wednesday, because I had an inquiry from a viewer about entry-level lead guitar, and I'd already set up a little bit of a thing with Johnny from Budget Guitar Show, and you've seen some of that video already on Johnny's channel. If you watch him, I think it was a couple of weeks ago he put that out. Well, it's basically the story from this end of the Zoom call. On this Wednesday. So it answers a viewer's question about entry-level lead guitar, and I was able to get together with a mate and, kind of have a Zoom chat, and we played some guitar, and, well, that's what you're going to be seeing on Wednesday. Then Thursday, this guitar gets its first outing in its new guise. This is the Jet JT350, which has been over to the workshop of Agrajag Guitars in Middlesbrough. Edwin Toonan, let's put you up on screen. Thank you so much, mate. Another Harley Benton today, congrats. Well, you'll find out, won't you? Thank you very much, Edwin, by the way, for the super chat. Anyway, Thursday is the first impressions of getting that video back from the wonderful people at Agrajag Guitars, and I'll describe what I had done to it and all that sort of stuff. But we need to get this box open. No, it's not Henry McCulloch's solo on My Love. If not, you should do it. Let's have a look. Which is the best way into this box? I think we'll go along the top here, like this. So yes, it is. You'll have to imagine the fact that this is speeded up like the unboxings usually are on this channel. Is this the right way? I'm not sure it is. Let's go down. Where is it? We'll just kind of put along here. And is this a seam down the middle here? This is why I usually speed it up. Yes, I think we have. No, we haven't. That's just where the knife went in. Right. Let's be brutal. Let's just kind of go down here. I think that's a seam in there. We'll just cut the damn thing open. So any guesses what this might be? As I said, it is a guitar that is only available from one particular retailer, and it is in a Toman box. So you might be jumping to particular conclusions there. Which may or may not be justified. So let's get all of the info pack. I'll give you another clue as well, actually. It is a guitar that you've seen on the channel before. Not this actual one, but it is one that has featured before. And caused me something of a dilemma when it came to deciding whether to keep it or not. But, you see, as soon as I kind of show you what's inside the inner box, inside the outer box, as soon as I kind of lift out what's in there, you're going to know. So it's a guitar only available from one particular retailer, and it's one you've seen on the channel before, and it's in a Toman box. Shall we open it up and see? Fooled you. Yes, it is an Epiphone. Which particular Epiphone? Because I know you're thinking, yeah, but Epiphone's not just available from one particular retailer. Everyone sells Epiphones. Well, yes, they do. But not everyone sells this particular Epiphone in this particular finish. It is an Epiphone 59 Les Paul. And the only place you can get it in this kind of lemon burst finish is from Anderton's. And here we have it. This is the second one of these. And it's the second one I've had from Mr. Rob Bald there in the chat. You know, he sent me I think it was the sunburst one, the dark sunburst one. Last year sometime, wasn't it? He sent me that one with the instructions: keep it or sell it for me. If you're going to keep it, send me the money. And I ended up selling it for him, and because I couldn't justify having this and having one of these and the Gibson. But the PRS has gone. The PRS S2 standard 24 satin, that is no longer here. That's people saying wait. Well, let me get my scales in a second and I'll wait for you if I can find them. They're right there on the desk in front of me. As you know, I had some forced time off from playing. Who's that saying? Anderton's Toeman, colour me confused. It's the Lamb. Yes, this guitar and this finish is only available from Anderton's, but Rob actually sent it to me in a Toeman box, so hence the confusion. I had some enforced time off from playing, and the PRS was the guitar I was really looking forward to get me paws back on when I could start playing again, and it just wasn't as I remembered it. It just wasn't. I was thinking, I remember it being a lot nicer than this, and I think that's because of maybe having to adapt to how I play differently. As in not using the third finger anymore. This one. We shall see if that has to change, but essentially, the opportunity came up to do a trade with Rob. He's got the PRS. Now I've got this, and it's going to be featuring in a few videos. I'm not sure whether it's going to be worth. Let me just get the box out the way. Not sure if it's going to be worth doing a comparison with the Gibson, because I've already done that when I had when I had the other 59 Les Paul, and I did the comparison with with my Les Paul Tribute. Someone there was asking about the weight, so let's have a wee look, and I'll have a scroll back through the chat in a second, and because I've just had a quick look there, and I've seen there's a few questions, but I'm just going to deal with the person who asked me what it weighed. So let's get it on the luggage scales and turn them on. Go on, and we shall have a look. Yeah, it's a chunky old Hector, 4.1 kilos. But yeah, doing that, it feels heavy, but doing that, it feels, pretty comfortable. It's a Les Paul, isn't it? You're never going to mistake a Les Paul for a guitar made from balsa wood, I suppose. But Rob, you've done a marvellous setup on that guitar, mate. You've done it proud. Let's just do a conversion there for the non-metrically minded. 4.1 kilos and kilos to pounds. Let's have a quick look. 4.1. Yeah, that's pretty much 9.04 9.04, £9.04. So £9 pretty much dead on. That is, possibly the heaviest guitar I own. But it's a looker, isn't it? Do you know what I'm thinking already? Oh, Blue Sofa Songs. Thank you so much, mate. That is very, very generous. Congratulations on 30 subs. I have 180. Yeah, well, I had about that many for 10 years, mate, as you'll have, as I mentioned in Thursday's video. You've done a stunning job on setting it up, Rob. I will say that. That's it's really, really nicely set up. Thank you. I'm going to have some fun with that. It may be a long-term resident here at Robson Towers. It may not. The reason why I decided, well, two reasons I decided that the PRS's time to leave was here was because, as I say, when I kind of picked it up again after my arm was out the splint and everything, it just didn't feel as nice as I remembered. And secondly, January was tax bill month. And I've still got the bruises from that. Put it that way. So that said, I don't need to kind of have that money back in the bank until it's time to pay the tax man again next year. So I can hang on to this for a while and maybe wait for the market to get a little bit more buoyant, because it's ask anybody, it's not a good time to be selling guitars. So I'm going to hang on to it for a little while, enjoy it, and then make a decision at some point in the future. Whether it stays or whether it goes or whether it needs to go. You never know what your fortunes are going to bring you over the over the next 12 months. Anyway, I can see I just need to have a scroll up through the chat. Rob says you sanded it. I can feel the fact that the neck has got it doesn't have quite the sort of plasticky feel that I remember from the other one. So yeah, that definitely. Tell you what that neck feels like on that. It feels like the kind of satin finish that's on the Yamaha Rev Stars, which was a very, very agreeable experience. Let's have a look. WEG Junior saying, take your time, John. I had carpal tunnel surgery on my left hand about 15 years ago. It took me a year before I could play the way I was used to playing. Keep working it and you will get back. Yeah, loads of people who've had, kind of hand injuries are saying the same thing. And I would love nothing more than for this to be true. But, I have to be realistic about this. I have to listen to what the surgeon and the physiotherapist is saying. The surgeon, like when I was there, getting looked at and prodded and poked before the operation on the day of the surgery, was saying you'll get some, possibly all, if not most of the movement back in your finger. And for everyday kind of stuff like, doing up buttons and using a knife and fork and everything, you wouldn't know there was anything different. But it's just that kind of thing like that. You can see the finger just don't want to move much past where it is at the moment, and that's just not quite there. However, I can manipulate it into the correct playing position, and there may be some way around that. I think I mentioned this before, where I can use some sort of mechanical brace on it or something like that. We'll see. But the thing is, as you saw in that video a couple of weeks back, the new normal, I'm able to do what I need to do with the three remaining fingers, and it's been, in the same way as many people do indulge in recreational problem solving, where it's solving a tricky crossword or a Sudoku or something like that. This has been my equivalent of like, how do I get around this, and so far the solutions are presenting themselves. Is the 59 the thick or thin neck type? I believe received wisdom is that the 59 is regarded as the Goldilocks, just right neck profile, because it's not as baseball bat clubby as the 58, and it's not as skinny as the 1960 or from there on in. Which is, I suppose, one of the things that kind of puts it at the pinnacle in most people's estimation of Les Paul neck profiles. Peter Collins is saying, my Les Paul is 10.5 pounds, heavy bugger. Yeah, do you remember ages ago, a very good friend of mine loaned me a Les Paul Standard that had once been owned by Marty Friedman, and it was in his collection, and that was a backbreaker guitar. Just like properly heavy. I'm thinking it was probably, for memory serves me, like getting on for £11. Let's have a look, see what else we got. Michael Pacella saying 180. Fair enough. On road again is saying, where do you get those luggage scales, please? I could do with a pairs, and yours look great. Amazon. Where else do you buy anything these days? It's Amazon has become the new Woolco, hasn't it? Remember Woolco? There was a big one round near us, and you used to be able to go in and get everything from a new set of tyres for your car, a new carpet for your living room, or the latest single by Waddy Waddy. You could have sausage, egg, beans, and chips in the cafe, and you could buy everything from a ballpoint pen to, like, as I said, new tyres and exhaust for your car. That's essentially what Amazon has become now, and it's just so easy. Kind of open the app, click there, and it's done, and it's here the next day. Edwin Toonan, you're off now, are you, mate? Saying, nice to have seen the unboxing. Happy New Guitar Day. Enjoy it. Oh, I'm going to. There's nothing quite like having a new toy in the box, is there? And where are we? Let's see what else I've been missing. Let's have a look. On road again saying, did you trade the PRS because guitar sales are slow at the moment? I've been trying to sell one guitar since the second week of Jan. Took me a few days to sell the same model in lockdown. Yeah, I did because it had been up there. The only other PRS S2 standard 24 satin on eBay when I listed mine was going for 850 quid. So I thought, right, I'll undercut you, my friend. And I put mine up for 750, which was, giving me a nice return on, it was roughly what I paid for it. And then I consider all the money that it's earned me in the time I've had it. And it just wasn't going. There were plenty of people watching it, but, I sent out a couple of offers, and no one was biting, so I had the opportunity to do this trade with Rob, and we were both amenable to it, so hence what's happened. Let's have a look. I see I've got some new comments. Let's go down. Woolworths is apparently coming back to the high street. Rob Bald, for a while a trip to Woolworths replaced Sunday church visits. David Evans, what are you saying there, mate? Anyone tried Temu online? Very reasonable prices for stuff on there, including guitar stuff. I haven't, mate, but one of my students has bought a bunch of stuff for his guitar, like things like fret erasers and string winders and all the kind of just what would you call them? Accessories and accoutrements. There's a big word for a Friday. Of guitar maintenance, and he said the only thing is you got to wait a little while for delivery. So there you go. Anyway, excuse me, chaps. I'm running low on Johnny Petrol, so I'm just going to top up the tanks. I would say talk amongst yourselves, but I can see you're already doing that. Now then, yes, that's what I wanted to talk about as well yesterday. Wednesday, the Wednesday video about cables. Can we clear the air about that, please? First of all, can I just inquire what on earth was going through the mind of one person who, told me off in quite severe terms for it not being a fair test because the cables were all of different lengths. When one of the things I said I was testing was, do cables of different lengths make a difference? And apparently it was an unfair test because the cables were indeed of different lengths. And the other kind of main gripe that came up there was because, you shouldn't have used a looper pedal because because of the difference in impedance of output from the output of a guitar. Well, that's an interesting point. The reason I used a looper pedal was so that it was exactly the same performance each time, rather than any trying to remove variables, which is what yes, indeed, Dr. Gomez Flake. Trying to remove variables so it was the same performance each time, rather than I played a little bit messier in that one, so that's why that one's noisier, and so on. But the whole point that, a pedal has a different impedance output to a guitar is, on the face of it, a valid point. But I would say, does that mean that if you're using if you're kind of using a cable from a pedal into your amp, which is what I was doing there, then the quality of the lead doesn't matter, the quality of the cable doesn't matter? Well, that's sort of that's counterintuitive to me. Surely if cables matter, then they matter not only from the one that's coming out of your guitar, but every step in the signal chain. The cable will matter. And the one that made me laugh out loud was the chap who said, yes, but you're going into a low quality amplifier. Okay. The Blue Guitar Amp 1, which costs thick end of £1,000, is a low quality amplifier. And the number of people who still think that it's an amp simulator, is rather disturbing. But there you go. So I stand by that video that I did on Wednesday. I think it was a valid comparison, and I think the results speak for themselves. As I said in the video, there are plenty of reasons to go for high quality cables. Robustness and longevity is prime amongst them. I was just trying to kind of discern whether or not sound quality was an issue at all. And well, the test that I did, and I stand by, doesn't seem to bear that out, that it makes a difference in sound. So there you go. Anyway, that's another. Oh, and another thing. I sound. How middle-aged do you sound when you go? Oh, and another thing. No. This is not related to that. This is there's been. Since we've been doing these live streams, there's been a nice little community built up on here. I see we've got 239 souls on board at the moment, and there's been a suggestion that there should be a name for us band of merry Friday night beer acolytes. Something that includes references to beer and curry. Now, most of it, I think we all like beer, and most of us like curry, but I don't want Ian Clark to feel left out, because I know he's not a fan of the cuisine of choice. He's not a curry fanatic, so I don't want him to feel left out. So I'm going to toss it over to you, lads and lasses, if there are any in. A name for us happy band of Friday night drinkers. It's one that was suggested was the Dougals, which I'm happy to go with that. But if you can think of something a little bit more, I don't know, humorous, entertaining, whatever, so I can refer to this community in YouTube videos, then put your thinking caps on, and I can see you already have. Old guys, old guitars, beer strummers, gurgle twangers. Oh, let me write some of these down. I'm gonna do a community poll on some of these. Right, so we've got beer strummers. Let's write that down. Strummers. We've got gurgle twangers. That's my favourite so far. Gurgle twangers. What else we got? We got the Golden Painters. Yeah, that has connotations which we won't go into because it's a family audience. Um, you know, but I'm putting it on the list anyway. The Rusty Robsons. Rusty Robsons. And I see there is the Fabulous Fret Fumblers. Fabulous Fret Fumblers. I think that's probably enough now, unless you've got something. The Robsonites, the Flakes. The Flakes, there's one, yes. Let's stick that on the list. And the Curry Men, old guys, old guitars. Piss pots. Yeah, if I start saying that regularly in YouTube videos, that there goes my monetization. So the Humans. Well, speak for yourself, mate. The arseholes. Fair enough. Jay Ao Young saying curry for me, not beer though. Oh well, yes. Well, you and Ian Clark balance yourselves out, don't you? So I've just got a notification there from Windows. Let me just get rid of that. Guitar bass dude, the Knobs, the Baldies. Let's put those on. The Baldies. There we go. And Old Git. That's just an Old Git arse. Yes. Right, I'm going to pick a few of those at random, or Biro Clockers, Jagged Fret Ends. Iggy Tommy saying, anyone here have a Yamaha Revstar Views? I used to have one, mate, and it was an epic guitar. It was a very close run thing. Whether I kept that or the Les Paul, the Dougal Gang. Yeah, okay. I think I don't want to spend the rest of the stream just kind of scribbling down names. I've got enough suggestions there. What I'll do is I'll put up a community poll over the weekend. And if you have any other suggestions, then you can leave those in the comments below that. There's the man of the hour, Craig Stamen. I've just been bigging you up, mate, earlier on, telling everybody about the wondrous racket you made on that Strandberg of yours, which everyone's going to be seeing on Sunday. So make sure you tune in for that. He's a hell of a player, Craig. He's, he'll tell you it's all down to me because he had lessons off me many years ago. But it's it's like, I can't claim credit for the kind of playing that you'll see off him on Sunday. On the video of him playing, you might hear just faintly in the background at the end me making a comment. So pin your ears back for that. It's an exclamation of his fretboard prowess, shall we say. Steve Cassidy guitars going, my head hurts from thinking of names. Deco dude, it's like picking a band name. Oh yeah, isn't that the worst thing ever? When you're trying to think of a band name, the stupidest band name that was ever. Thankfully, we didn't go with this. Thankfully, I was in a band back in. Oh gosh, it's got to be how long ago now? Got to be 15 years ago. I think when was it? No, it was actually about 2009, 2010, round about then. So, and the girl singer in the band suggested we go out under the name Angelic Seraphim. Yeah, that one didn't fly. It was like, such an eager suggestion, and she kind of came out with it, and all we needed was the tumbleweed blowing past. I think we ended up calling ourselves Troubadour or something like that. On road again. What was the most expensive guitar you've ever bought? Would you buy it again? Congratulations on the 30k, well-deserved YouTube legend. Most expensive guitar I've ever bought. Most expensive one I've ever bought recently was the Les Paul Tribute. That's the first one I bought in a long while. It had, as near as makes no difference, a 4-figure price tag. I'm just trying to think. I've had a lot of guitars that should have been expensive, but I got good deals on over the years. And done trades with, because if you trade 3 guitars that were all worth kind of a certain amount, and you get a good deal, and you end up with something that's worth much more than the sum of the parts there. So it probably is the Les Paul Tribute, because I've had guitars that if I'd gone out and bought them new would have been more than that, but I didn't buy them new. I either got a good price on them as a used guitar, or I did a part exchange, or I did a trade, or that kind of thing. So yeah, probably the most expensive brand new guitar I've ever bought was actually, in fact, the guitar that we don't speak of anymore, Blondie. That was, even with my artist discount, that was the most I've ever had to do a bank transfer to own. And as I say, we don't speak of that guitar anymore. So there we go. Andy Milani's going to see Saxon and Judas Priest in Leeds in a couple of weeks, and Simple Minds Manchester the same week. That's a weird Venn diagram, isn't it? You can see there's a lot of overlap between Saxon and Judas Priest, but then you kind of bring Simple Minds into the picture, and you can't imagine there's a big amount of overlap there. Steve Cassidy saying he's got a video going out tonight, and it's his worst one yet. I bet it's not as bad as some of the ones that led me to where I am now, mate. So we all have these videos that we put out there, and it's just an honest reflection of where you are. Don't be nervous about it, mate. And I encourage everyone to go and check out Steve's offering after we finish here in about 15 minutes. No, about 17 minutes, I should say. Malcolm Spillett, what you're saying there, mate. We took several names from an old Monty Python sketch. We were variously known as Spring Surprise, Crunchy Frog, etc. I was once in a band called the Volstead Act, which I didn't have a clue at the time what that was, until, because I didn't choose it. It was sort of chosen by the bloke who was kind of the self-appointed band leader, and kind of El Capitan, as we used to call him. And we're going to be called the Volstead Act, lads. Okay, why? Because that's the name I've decided on. And then it was watching that kind of box set thing. What was it called? Boardwalk Empire. With Steve Buscemi. The Volstead Act was the act of prohibition in the States that banned alcohol, and I was in a band named after that for a few months anyway. Let's have a look, see what else we've got. A lot of people going to see Judas Priest at the moment. I must admit, I did check out. It's been a few weeks ago now, that the latest single or the latest release, that the video that's up on YouTube with Rob Halford looking like a satanic Santa Claus, and was mighty impressed. It's exactly what it's Judas Priest. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Deco Dude is saying, John, don't you miss your Gordon Smith just a bit? Not really. Not as much as I missed the first one. The GS2 that I had back in the 90s, and I think I mean, I love that Gordon Smith GS 1.5. It was a fantastically built guitar, and I loved it. And it was just a beautiful guitar, superb to play in every way and everything. And I thought it would be a wrench to let it go, but it wasn't. It ended up going to Bottleneck Bob, if you remember him from the chat. He doesn't get in much these days because of work commitments, I believe. And then he ended up letting it go to, I think it was another chap we see in here all the time, Nigel, who's often in the chat. But it's gone to a good home, and I'm sure it continues to thrive. But the newer Gordon Smith was from the new factory under new ownership, and my original one back in the 90s was from the original Manchester factory. So it's I don't know. It just wasn't as much of a wrench to get rid of the second one as it was the first one. I can't explain it more than that, because it's an emotional thing, and as soon as you start to try and rationalise those kind of feelings, it's like it's as soon as you try and kind of put it into words, it just all sort of evaporates a little bit. Trial by Fire, that was the Priest video you saw. Oh, the Lamb, you are a gentleman, sir. Thank you so much. I believe, let me just check my work calendar for next week. I'll tell you what, Lammy, I've got a night off on Monday. You might just see me in the duck race, mate. You might. If you're not aware of Lamb's channel, I'm sure most of you are, because, why wouldn't you be? But if you're not, go and check out his live stream on a Monday night. It is a thing of madness and beauty. It is just, don't try making sense of it. You won't, but you'll have fun. So yeah, I'll be watching while wifey's watching Coronation Farm and EastEnders Street and all that sort of stuff. Oh dear me, Rob Bald. Dear me, that's that joke ages you a little bit, mate. It certainly puts you. Yes, here's a joke from over 30 years ago. 40 Santas in a lineup. Which one was gay? Clause 28. Yes. Okay. You've got to be A, old enough to remember the 80s, and B, from the UK to remember that one. Let's have a look. Uriah Heep as well. People are going to see them as well. Let's have a look. Let's scroll up and have a wee bit look in the chat. Mark Farr is saying Michael Schenker once told KK Downing about a flying V he was wanting, and KK Downing went and bought it for himself. A bit cheeky. Yeah. Well, that's one of those things, isn't it? Whoever said the music business was populated by exclusively nice people. I think we've all had some experience, either gigging, on the local circuit or elsewhere, of encountering people who are not the kind of people that you'd like to socialise with, shall we say. Often or not, it's not musicians, it's promoters and agents and management and so on and that. But there you go. Anyway, I don't want to get all negative, so there's Eric Luttinger in. Hi all, let's put you up on screen, mate. Hey all, I'm late to the party again. Congratulations on 30k. Keep on keeping on. I intend to, mate. As I said in the video on Thursday, I don't know, has anyone else noticed? There's been a lot of videos lately that seem to follow the common theme of I'm not leaving YouTube, but a lot of people let's make a YouTube video about why people are leaving YouTube, which, seems a bit. It's like it's not. There aren't videos that I've kind of clicked on because it's like, well, I'm not really interested, to be honest with you. And you know, doing the YouTube thing for me, it's the most, well, one of the most enjoyable parts of my job. If I say it's the most enjoyable part of the job, then I'm bound to get, some of my students coming up to me and saying, "Oh, so you don't enjoy teaching me then?" Well, yes, I do, but I enjoy the YouTube thing immensely, is what I'm trying to say. Just coming up with the ideas for the video, starting off with that basic sort of seed of an idea. And then seeing it to fruition, and you've got a finished product, and then you hit the upload button, and you're releasing it into the wild. Probably my favorite part of the YouTube thing is usually what I do on a Sunday morning in here, which is, that's when all of the demo tracks that you see, the kind of and now let's see what this guitar sounds like in a mix, and then cut to that. That is the thing that I enjoy doing the most, because those little demo tracks, I can have them knocked out in a couple of hours. I'm usually able to go with like the first take on most of the parts, and get them kind of, maybe a little bit longer now because of this. But as I say, the adapting is kind of going pretty well. I can usually have those done in a couple of hours, and I really enjoy kind of doing that. Oh, and like kind of let's pan the camera, and let's kind of use this transition to go to the next shot, and so on. That for me is it tickles the same creative muscle as I used to get from doing putting an album together or something like that. Here's a question for you. I've skirted around this in the past, but I've never actually done it. I don't think, or if I have, it's been probably a while ago. Those little demo pieces, would you like to see a real-time kind of insight into me putting one of those together? I can do it if that's the sort of thing that you'd like to see, but I get the feeling it might be a bit, kind of tedious to watch. Watching me kind of scratching my head and coming up with ideas, and all of the outtakes and stuff. I'll do it if I'm just flying a kite here. If it's the sort of thing you'd like to watch, then I will make that video. If not, then I won't. Let's have a look, see what else I've missed while I've been blethering. Google Gemini, make me an image of a red car guitar influencer. Okay, Rob, that is probably some kind of some sort of talk that the young'uns would understand, but is that some sort of AI kind of thing? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what AI is, to be honest with you. Right, 54 minutes. And I've emptied my glass. Let's see if I can guzzle another one down in the remaining 6 minutes, because I've not been taking me time tonight. By the way, forgot to mention, Carlsberg export tonight. Why? Because Morrison's have this deal on with Heineken and with Madri and with Carlsberg export and a bunch of other kind of 5%-ish lagers, where you get 3 slabs for 23 quid. And the only one on the shelf that where there was actually 3 slabs left was the Carlsberg export. So that's what I'm on this weekend. And let's have a look. Automatic Idiot and AI Terrifying Future. Well, you know what? I don't care about the future. If I'm honest, I'm 57 years old as of Wednesday. That is, by any metric, well past the halfway point. And, I've got, as long as I can kind of, handle my managed decline over the next couple of decades, if I've got that long, then I don't really kind of care too much, to be honest with you. What's for dinner tonight, John? Says Rent to Kill. It's chilly tonight. It was going to be curry. but we had a curry on Wednesday for my birthday, and I was all up for having a curry again tonight, but my good lady wife pointed out, well, you can't have curry twice in the same week, can you? I thought, well, you have toast more than once in the same week for breakfast. But as it was explained to me, apparently that's not the same thing. So, no, we're having chili tonight out the freezer. So, anyway, what you're saying there, mate? Let's have a look. Maria Davies is saying, I'm on orange squash because I got a cold and it's a nasty pasty. Fair enough. If I've got a cold, I mean, this is just de rigueur as part of the treatment. You know, this and some of Dr. Bell's magical Highland elixir. Also, I've got another super chat there. Let's have a look. Oh, Anton. Thank you so much. Happy birthday for Wednesday. Thank you, mate. That's very generous of you. You are a gentleman, sir. Anyway, excuse me. I've got some work to do, and I've only got 3 minutes to go. Shall we kind of go for it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm not going to kind of force it. Be brave, John. Suggest spam sandwiches with Marmite. Oh, yes, indeed. That would end up in the divorce court. You know, my missus doesn't get spam and she doesn't get Marmite. As I keep saying to her, spam is just hot dogs, but in a different shape. And that's the Friday morning breakfast here. Oh, Steve Cassidy, sir, you are a gentleman. That's very generous of you. Thank you, mate. I'm very touched. That's the Friday morning breakfast, by the way. Big, thick slices of spam in the air fryer, 12 minutes, then in 2 slices of doorstep bread with butter. Not margarine, not loaf, not sunflower spread, not, you'll never believe this isn't butter. No, I'm talking butter. Loads of butter. Fried spam, 2 slices of bread, ketchup, and if there's any in the fridge, one of those kind of burger melt cheese slicey kind of things on top of it as well. And if I'm pushing the boat out, a fried egg. Let's get those arteries nice and hard, shall we? So there we go. Anyway, I'm just going to neck this off, and I'm starting to, all this talk of food, I'm starting to get a bit peckish, so I'm going to go and stick the rice on for the chili and so on, and say thank you once again, everyone, for turning up and watching a fat, bald northern lad talk absolute cobblers for an hour. It's been a blast, and I'll keep on doing it till you're sick of me. But for now, time, gentlemen, please.